Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to do another crazy art challenge, and that is we're gonna use every single marker in this set. So that's right, we are using every single marker in this pastel set. So that is 66 colors on one illustration. Doesn't that sound so fun? Tell me why I thought about dumping all of the markers out on the table and laying them down aesthetically. Am I crazy? I'm glad I didn't do that because that's way too many markers to do that. Anyways, we are using the Ohuhu fine liner pens to ink the drawing, and I'm gonna be using my sketchbook, which I'm almost done with. So excited. I think I have like 3 or 4 more pages left, and I just love how the sketchbook fits right underneath this little gap in the Arrtx marker box. Anyways, this first drawing you're seeing here is a complete fail. The sketchbook is just way too small, and the way I draw my characters' proportions are just too big. I wish I had a cute cartoony art style where I just shorten everything. So with this first drawing, I was just gonna pretend like I didn't even draw it and cut out the clips, but I decided to leave it in for you guys. So all I did was just erase it and moved on to a new page, and I'll come back to that old page and draw something there. But I just wanted to start fresh. And guess what? Even with the new sketch, I still ended up not being able to fit the entire body of my character. Like, I really tried to put her entire body into this frame, but it is just not working. I'm gonna try and include like a real-time clip of me like trying to figure out how I can fit her entire body into this piece, but it's just not working. Come on, what do I do with her legs? Do I want to push it back here? Yeah, no. I decided to just give up on trying to fit her entire body into the piece and just move on to other parts of this character. So I decided to draw a fairy, and that's why I kind of gave her these elf-like ears. For her hair, I wanted her hair to have like an interesting shape, but after drawing out this little silhouette of the hair, I just was not liking that shape very much, especially with the pose. It just did not look right. So I just opted out to make her hair look kind of wavy and just take up more real estate on the piece. And I think I like that a little bit better than my initial idea. And then for her outfit, I wanted her to be in a dress, so the top is super tight with some cute cutouts on her chest and just have a nice silhouette, and then the bottom kind of just flares out into, you know, a short little dress. What an actual mess this is. Holy moly. Okay, that's one of the messiest drawings I've made in a while. But I think we'll be okay. I think I'll go with the sepia color for now. Initially, I did actually plan to use multiple colors for the line art, but I wanted to keep it simple, so I just chose one of those colored line art, which is that sepia color. If you guys haven't tried the sepia color to do your line art, I would totally recommend it. It just gives your piece such a soft look. So instead of going with just your simple black line art, try some other colors. Alright, so we are going to start coloring, and this first marker that I decided to pick up, I was like, oh gosh, no, it's way too dark. I don't know why I was stressing out to begin the drawing. It took me a good few minutes for me to actually like decide on a color, and the color I decided to pick first is 411, and that was the lightest skin tone that I could find, and this just allows me to build on that color. And then I moved on to the color 27, which is a bit more on the pink side, so I used that to just brighten up her skin tone and make it look more like flesh, you know. So for her hair, I used the color 28. I just thought this would be like the perfect hair color for her, and I'm actually glad I did because I really do like the hair color. And also I should say that with the colors in this set, it is possible that not all of the colors come from this exact pastel set. I have my other regular markers which I use together, so when I'm coloring a piece, I do end up using these markers from different sets, and so I might have misplaced some of the colors on a different set. So these colors might not be super accurate to what comes in the pastel set, but yeah. So for her outfit, I decided to give her this ombre look just because I knew I had so many markers left to do. So how else do I incorporate all of these colors in a nice cohesive way? So I thought, let me just make like a cute ombre on her outfit, and that's a way we can use most of the blue colors in the piece. And as you can see, we're almost done coloring this entire character, and I have so many more markers left to go. You guys, I was actually freaking out at this point because I'm like, oh my god, I have like 50 more markers left to go and I'm pretty much done coloring this character. What am I gonna do? I did think about drawing another character, but I was already in the mood to like color. I didn't want to like sketch and then do liner and then start coloring again, and so I kind of just stuck it out and I kept coloring and just hoping that I would somehow figure it out. And that was a bad idea because you'll see what I came up with. So most of my lighter blue colors, I wanted it to be on her wings because I kind of want her wings to be a bit more transparent. At least in the beginning, that was my thought process. But in the end, I do end up using multiple colors on her wings just because I have so many other colors to use, so I can't just leave the wings as one blue color. Like her outfit can't be all the blues and then her wings be the blues. So yeah, I ended up like doing a cute ombre look on her wings, which I really do like. I think it's one of my favorite things on this entire drawing is the way I colored the wings. So I'm glad I didn't just stick to my transparent boring wing design. I'm glad I did that little ombre thing, even though it was out of desperation. It still turned out cute. So the color 145, it's this light purple color. Oh my gosh, I went ham with this color, which I shouldn't have, but just because I could have used my other purple colors too to shade. But I really like this color. It made such a huge impact on the piece. It blended really well with the base tone, with the pinks, and it wasn't super like heavy on the drawing. It's just like a nice shadow color to shade with. I'm really hoping I get this video out on the 5th because the 5th is my birthday. So here is a birthday gift from me to you, even though it's my birthday. Anyways, I'm turning 26. And yeah, hopefully I get this video out on the 5th. That would be awesome. Honestly, this video was supposed to come out on Sunday, last Sunday. But my Premiere Pro ended up updating somehow, and now it's just having problems with like playback speed, and it's so irritating editing on it now. So I have to figure out how to like reset everything back, but hopefully I get that figured out because editing sucks right now. But hey, if you are a June baby, happy birthday, happy belated birthday, happy early birthday to you. And if your birthday is on June 5th too, hello, happy birthday to us. And yeah, this is my birthday gift to you. All my Geminis, where you at? Where you guys at? The best sign ever. I know that was random, so let's get back to the video. So I'm still chipping away at the piece. I still have so many more markers left to use, and the piece is pretty much done. And I really wanted these colors, like every marker, to have some type of an impact on the piece. I didn't just want to pick a color and then just like put it somewhere and then it not even do any type or have any type of impact on the piece. And so I tried my best to really like use the colors and just, you know, make them have a purpose on the drawing. And I think with these pastel colors, like no matter how much you layer them, you can only go so dark. So yeah, the drawing, even though there's so many colors added onto it, it still looks very flat just because it's missing those saturated colors. And so like there's so many colors on the piece, but it still looks super flat, which is kind of frustrating, but you know, it's part of the challenge of using the pastel markers. Oh, with the hair, I really love that I'm doing this cute little ombre type of look. I was actually really surprised that the color was able to mix well with the base color that was already at the bottom, and it created this really cute ombre look. And I thought it was a pretty creative way of me using the rest of the colors in the set. With the blush on her cheeks and her knees, I had to redo those blush so many times because once the ink kind of like settles down and dry, it kind of like gets super muted and it's not as bright on the face. So I just found myself having to color in her blush over and over again. So this is where I was like totally missing my saturated colors, and I'm just like, oh, I just wish I had them. So my biggest problem with this entire piece is the background, because that was like the only area I could think of to add more of the colors, and so I went ham on this background, you guys. Like right now it's just a little beginning, but oof, by the end of this piece, you guys will not even recognize this little simple background for now, because it gets crazy. So as you can see with my hand gestures, I was very much like freaking out with this piece. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm pretty much done coloring the character. Like, what else can I do? And this is where I started making really bad decisions about the background and just trying to add the rest of the colors onto the piece. But yeah, this is where I feel like it went downhill, but you guys can let me know if I failed this challenge or not. The background, it's not the best thing in the world. But even at this point where I was still super unsure about how I was gonna use the rest of the markers, I was still trying to find creative ways of like having these markers have some type of an impact on the piece. And so you'll notice that these, like every color I pretty much choose, it's doing something extreme with the piece. Not extreme, like some of it is good, some of it is not that great, but I still try to have each marker stand out on the piece. I decided to just speed this part up for you guys because it's pretty much just me creating random shapes in the background and just having every single color in this one piece. I'm so sad that most of these little tiny details I'm adding onto like the stars, and you know, the little tiny details I'm currently adding on the piece don't end up showing at the end of the piece. I mean, you can still kind of see little bits and pieces of it, like, but you have to look really hard to see it on the final results. But yeah, this was just me coloring, and it was actually really fun. It was a little bit stressful because I'm like, damn, I'm not really using these colors the way I intended it to be, but I made sure that I used every single color in the set. Color 0. So for the colorless blender, what I did was I just used the colorless blender to remove some pigment out of the hair, and that created like a highlight streak on the hair, which was pretty nice. All right, we are down to the last marker, which is my black, and that's pretty much the only spot I used it. And we are pretty much done. Look at the beautiful mess I have created. See, this is what I would have had if I had dumped all of the markers in the beginning of the drawing. That would have been too much. But the box is empty, and we used every single color in the pastel marker set. So to clean up the drawing a little bit more and fix some of my mistakes, I am going to be using the Arrtx acrylic marker paint markers to just fix up some of my terrible color job. And I'm just adding in those final little extra details, thickening up the lines, adding in some white gel pens on the eyes and making her eyes look like she's, you know, alive. And that is pretty much it. And I'm just putting away my markers, and we'll take a look at the final piece. So even though I'm not super happy with the background, I still think it turned out pretty okay. The background is super messy, but I still hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know in the last video I asked you guys to leave descriptions of fairies, so stay tuned for that. This is not the video, but I will definitely have that up very soon. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys, thanks for watching.